Hey everybody, this is Josh from CollectionDX here with a review of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Shadow Ranger from Hasbro. This toy comes courtesy of fun.com. So they have actually have a whole bunch of Lightning Collection stuff up. So go check out the link in the description to go get him there. Thank you very much for that. The Shadow Ranger comes from a show called Power Rangers S.P.D, which I did watch a part of. I'm much more into the mecha of Super Sentai and Power Rangers than I am into the characters. I could really give a crap about who's the Blue Ranger, who's the White Ranger, whatever. But this was in an area of my collecting when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna check out the Japanese version that I know that this U.S. version is gonna be made from. So I went out and checked out Deca Ranger, and I thought that the character of Doggy Kruger was really cool. As this dog-headed kind of police captain from space. It was like, oh, all right, it's not just like dinos. It's got some cool military tech. So then when I came and brought him into Power Rangers as part of SPD, they changed his look. And I'll get into that when it comes with an alternate head and a bunch of accessories. So I'll get into that, and we'll talk about why I don't like it as much. But, I mean, it doesn't really affect my enjoyment of the figure, and I'm glad that I have it, right? But it was still a bit of a disappointment. So let's talk about the Legacy collection. They're, basically the Power Rangers Black Series, the G.I. Joe Declassified, Marvel Legends. Is the whole kind of 6-inch scale, a highly articulated figure. And this does not disappoint in the articulation. It is very well articulated. It's got a lot of interesting extra pieces. So it's like clearly there's like a base body, and then there's like different pieces that just sort of float over the whole body, So I'm guessing that maybe some of these pieces are reused from others. I really don't know. It just seems like there's a very basic body underneath, and it's got some cool articulation, and there are a couple of articulation problems, but they're not big problems, but I just want to point them out. So I'm going to start with the head. Ball joint, very nice, fully articulated, mucho bueno. I'll get to these arms at last. You have a kind of an ab rotation there. You have a crunch, which I love the crunches that they do. Hips are on a, ball. There's a little thigh swivel, which is great. Double jointed knee, which we like that. Feet are good, but they have the problem that all of these do in that they have these little detents in there that kind of like you can lock it into like you can hear a click when it goes to a place, but that means you're kind of also limited to being in that place for the position, right? So you've got essentially 3 usable detents, but it's pretty good. And then you have the rocker, which is nice, and you have some holes for stands if you put back there. But I find that like this one's all right. This one's a little tight. I worry about breaking it, but it's the articulation is there, and it hasn't broken. It's pretty sturdy, so I feel good about it. Let's look at the arms on these guys. They have a cool shoulder joint, so you can kind of get some out motion, but usually these are good for inwards motion, but here you have this armor here that kind of keeps in the way. You have it rotates, of course, swivel bicep, double jointed elbows, interchangeable hands, and they all have a little hinge on them. But the joint in question I want to talk about is this one. This side's great. It's pretty simple. This side, it's a little squidgy, if that's the word to use. Like that's hard, right? And I'm so worried about the amount of force I have to put on this. I'm worried about breaking it. And now that it's up there, it's like, I mean, look how like his arm is out this much. So I know there's another joint in there, like another click to it. But damn, like I'm worried about breaking it. See what I mean? Like, how the hell do you get that without breaking it? So the end result is like my dude's permanently kind of stuck out like that. I mean, I got it to go back in, and I probably just should have left it, alone. But maybe I'll do it this way. Maybe that'll do it. I just don't want to break it, right? Like, you can see the frustration I got going on here. It's just out a lot, right? And I wish it could go down. But I'll fiddle with it more off camera, but you see what's going on there. It's a challenge, right? And I think it's probably a manufacturing defect as opposed to like a design defect. But, you know, that's what you get sometimes with that's why you don't see this with like a $70 Figma, right? This is what you're going to kind of get for the 20-something price tag. So I'll fiddle with this and I'll get back to you. All right, I managed to get that arm down. I feel good about that. I'm not gonna split it out anymore. So accessories and such. So first we have this Shadow Saber. And I know the real Shadow Saber kind of like opens and closes. This one doesn't do that. But this can be stored, you know, in his holder, like so. And he's got an assortment of hands that can hold the Shadow Saber. And he looks really great holding it. There's also kind of a pointy finger hand and a kind of 2 fingers go hand. And there's a weapon effect for the saber, which I love that they have these weapon effects, because they just seem like they totally show like the action being used here. I like that. And I'm almost a little jealous as a person who collects the Black Series to see the amount of accessories that you get here. You get a variant head, you get a collar piece to match the variant head, you get the Morpher, you get 2 extra hands. And it's like, I want extra hands for my Black Series. I want like a helmeted and an unhelmeted version without it being a deluxe figure. The Black Series, the way they seem to add more accessories is they call it a deluxe and they charge you $10 more for it. This just comes with the Lightning Collection figure. So let's go on to the head. Now I like that they gave you it looks like a collar, but essentially it's to cover, you know, the neck, right? To show that it's, I don't know if I have it the right way up. Maybe it's this way. No, I think that's the right way. So that, you put the other head on. There we go. So here we have Omnibus Doggy Kruger. Now, when they brought him into S.P.D. for the for the US version, they redesigned the head from a furry dog head to like this sort of scaly alien dog head. I liked the furry head. Not like in the furry and like people are furries, but like it just seemed cooler, I guess. So I guess that's my little regret there, that this isn't that, but this is still great, right? Like I don't dislike this version. I just wished it was the other version. The paint and detail on this face is pretty good. It's a little woogie under the nose there, but overall the sculpting is phenomenal. The eyes are really good, and you still have the full articulation. So I like this look better than the Ranger look. And let's be frank, right? Like, how the hell is that head getting in this helmet? I have no idea. It doesn't seem like it's going to work. I'm sure they don't address it at all during the show. So yeah, it's cool. I like the head. And now I'm going to do some of the hands here. Well, first let's talk about the Morpher before we do the hands. It's just an S.P.D. Morpher. Kind of goes in the hand. There's no like sort of belt place that it attaches to. But the Morphers were always kind of cool for this line. They're just like little pagers or little cell phones. I thought that was nice that they included the Morpher. There's no red on the top like it would have originally, but there are some hands we can swap out. And you just pull the hands out. And these are really long pegs. And I thought that was going to be an issue, but no, I actually kind of like it. And they go in pretty easily too. So he's got that like finger guns, like like I don't know what his deal is, like in the S.P.D, right? But it's like he's got these cool, oh man, they're just cool, like, yo. I don't know, I like it, right? It's fun. Like, it's just a fun figure. Really cool. I mean, I guess it came from fun.com, so I guess it's gonna be fun, right? But this one's actually fun, right? I've had a lot of fun with this guy on my desk, just kind of doing it. Like, come on, that's awesome, right? And this one's obviously meant to hold something, and I don't know if this is like just, that's weird that it's got a finger point, right? But it's also kind of like, you can do a sword in it, like a point. I don't know. It's cool, man. I like it. And then goes my heater, so you can listen to that for a minute. Lightning Collection Shadow Ranger, but he's really just gonna live his life out as Doggy Kruger on the shelf. I've actually reviewed a Doggy Kruger toy before. There's more than one. There's quite a few, actually. I reviewed years ago, we're talking 12 years ago, I reviewed the 12-inch tall Doggy Kruger, which if you go on CollectionDX and go onto the S.P.D page, you can find it. That's pretty fun because it's in the long overcoat, right? And the overcoat is the look that I actually really like, the overcoat with the fuzzy head. But I think it's fun. I would recommend picking one up. And if you're gonna pick one up, why not pick it up at the gracious folks that provided this figure for us to review at fun.com. So once again, this is Josh from CollectionDX. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more Lightning Collection reviews, I've been on the fence about picking a lot of them up, but this guy's really nice, and I wouldn't mind checking some more out. So if you have some recommendations maybe on what ones you should check, let me know, right? Cool. It's Josh from CollectionDX. See you next time.